Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Kiddushin, page 10, which discusses the question, a woman who is a Bas Israel, namely she's the daughter of a non-Kohen, she is not allowed to eat a special food which is designated for Kohanim, which is called Truma. However, once she is fully married to a Kohen, she is allowed to do so. The question is, how about at stage 1, when all that was performed was Kiddushin? In that situation, is she allowed to eat Truma? Technically, yes. However, the Talmud poses two issues. First of all, if she starts eating Truma, which she technically is allowed to eat because she is engaged, if you will, or Kiddushin has been performed with a Kohen, but the problem is she continues to go back to her father's house. And her father, who is not a Kohen, also has children. So her siblings, her brothers and sisters, are non-Kohanim, and they're not allowed to eat Truma. And we're concerned that maybe she'll start bringing forbidden foods into their house, which in itself perhaps can be alluded to the issue that even though, let's say, you keep kosher, which is great, and you allow other people to come into your house and to bring and to store in your refrigerator foods that are not kosher, so there is the potential that someone may accidentally eat something which they're not supposed to. And whether or not that's an absolute connection is certainly something to think about. But the Talmud also gives a second reason. It says that before marriage, one is not to be intimate with one another. And not only that, they certainly do not gaze upon them as they are not clothed. And some people are also what's called Sheminigia. They don't even touch one another until they're actually married, which is the proper method and proper manner in traditional Judaism. So the issue is that even if, let's say, he got engaged, but all of a sudden when they're actually married, let's say he finds out that she has something physically wrong with her, in which she was covering up and hiding in this relationship. That is called, in Hebrew, a mekach tos. When a woman or man goes into a marriage hiding the truth about who they are, and because of that, the Torah says, that's not a valid marriage, because the whole purpose of the marriage was that both people knew what they're getting themselves into. And therefore, the problem is if she ate Truma, and then all of a sudden it turned out that she had this issue, then all of a sudden it's not a marriage, which means that she was eating Truma, which she shouldn't have because she was never really married to a Kohen to begin with. And this potentially is another reason why a person is not allowed to eat Truma until they're actually married, and therefore all these potential concerns are away. But we see from here another important concept. We see this a lot in modern dating, that we find that people, how do I put it, lie. They say things about themselves that aren't true. Now, of course, on a first date, we certainly want to put our best foot forward. But that doesn't mean we should fabricate the reality, because the truth will come out. And we're not necessarily talking about a physical blemish, but it's important for a person to be able to share who you are, what your history is to an extent, and what your goals are, and to not act like something or someone that you're not, because you're not being true to your partner and you're not being true to yourself. And that, in certain respects, is like a mekach tos. So a lot of times, unfortunately, I have people that lie about their age, they lie about all these different things, and when the truth comes out, there's a great level of animosity and anger on the part of their partner, and on some level they have a right to be upset, because when it comes to marriage, it's based on trust, it's based on not deceiving the person that you wish to marry, and therefore one has to be very careful that when it comes to marriage, in order to be able to build trust, you have to start off by being truthful.